Hi, today I'm talking about intolerance of uncertainty. So I'm following on with the theme of the 5 doors to anxiety, and intolerance of uncertainty is door 1. Now, I think intolerance of uncertainty is possibly one of the most important elements of the 5 doors because it's the biggest predictor of worry. So if you think that you suffer from excessive worry, or if you confuse worry with productive problem solving, which is door 2, then if you tackle intolerance of uncertainty, you get a knock-on benefit with worry. Because if you think about it, worrying is the attempt to cover all the bases, to figure everything out. Worry is an attempt to reduce uncertainty. Okay, so let's have a think about this. Intolerance of uncertainty. There's 2 parts. 1 is intolerance and 2 is uncertainty. Now here's the thing. Intolerance of uncertainty is a bit like being allergic to life. So let's take the uncertainty part of it rather. You don't have any more uncertainty than anyone else. Now, you might live in a family, you're in a college, you live with a wider group of people, you are in a culture of people, and your stuff is not that much different from somebody else's stuff. You do a different job, you live in a different house, okay. But basically your life has so many similarities with other people's lives, and other people don't suffer the effects of uncertainty. Now here's the thing about all anxiety disorders. You kind of lose some of your insight into what's going on, and you kind of believe what anxiety is telling you. Anxiety is telling you that if you don't know what's going to happen next, something bad might happen. The truth is, no one else knows what's going to happen next. No one else actually has any more certainty or uncertainty than you. So let's go to the second bit. The problem is not certainty or uncertainty. The problem is intolerance of uncertainty. So instead of trying to make things more certain, which you can do by seeking reassurance, trying to cover all the bases, trying to figure everything out, getting all information, avoiding stuff, checking things again and again and again, all of that is massively time wasting and completely counterproductive because it doesn't give you any more certainty. And you have to do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next day, even every hour. So we want to become tolerant of uncertainty. Now let's have a think about this. If you think something is uncertain, so you experience something, right, and you get a physical feeling of anxiety, of illness, of kind of trepidation, of fear. So in a sense, if you experience something that you're not certain about, or you can at least interpret it as uncertain, like you don't know what's going to happen next in principle, you get a feeling, a physical feeling. That's just like an allergy. You taste something, you experience something, you're exposed to something, you get a physical feeling. So by being intolerant of uncertainty, you're allergic to normality. Now the treatment, if you want to be treated for allergies, is to be exposed to a little bit of the allergen, such that it evokes a little bit of a physical response, but not anything catastrophic, and definitely manageable. And that's what we want to do. And if we want to reduce intolerance of uncertainty, we have to recognize that we're a loser, okay? So we have to become more tolerant of uncertainty. Basically, we have to become more tolerant of normality. So this is my suggestion. Every day, find 5 things that you could do. Well, find 5 things that make you a little bit uncertain and that you would normally seek reassurance about, check, do something about to reduce your uncertainty. So we want to find 5 experiences. An example, for instance, would be, let's say you always check emails 3 times before you send them, okay? Don't check them, just write it and then send it. If it's a low importance email, just the basic, to and fro that we have every day. If it's something about, shopping list. I mean, a little thing, right? So we want you to find 5 examples where they're just little things. You might go about seeking more knowledge, more certainty about them. And if you didn't do that, you might feel a bit anxious, a bit ill, a bit trepidatious, a bit fearful, a bit something, okay? That is the thing we want to learn to tolerate, because You have taught your brain that not knowing something is threatening. So you've got the fight or flight system kicking off. We want to learn to tolerate that. So if you find an example, you don't seek more certainty from it, you'll feel a little bit anxious, that anxiety will go down. And in that example, you have gained more mastery and control. You find another example, like you don't check an email, you just sort of write it, yeah, fine, that's good, you send it. You don't, check something else. You go, well, you know what, I did this, it's absolutely fine, I remember doing it, they leave it. Every time you do that, you're gaining an element of mastery and control over the anxiety. And as you gain more control over the intolerance of anxiety, so as you re-educate your physical system to be able to tolerate the allergen of uncertainty, you make yourself more resilient. And actually, paradoxically, you also make yourself a bit more mentally flexible, because you're seeing that there is an alternative way of being in the world as opposed to being anxious. And if you want to get anxiety out of your life, any form of anxiety, intolerance of uncertainty is a biggie. And if you do this exercise, I think that you'll find that it's really helpful. If you didn't do the exercise, please leave comments and just share what you've achieved and how it's gone and any problems you've had, so that other people can benefit from your learnings, your experience, because we're all in the same boat when we're trying to manage anxiety. So this is a good sort of start, how to close door 1 of the 5 doors of anxiety. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.